Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. The Miami Hurricanes getting some momentum on the high school recruiting trail, landing another commitment in the 2024 class. And three-star offensive tackle Kavion Broussard going to dive into the film, talk a little bit about what there is to like about Kavion Broussard and the upside that he has as a phenomenal athlete, right? Probably some room to fill out that frame, 6'6", 276. But when you turn on the film, you see really strong upper body, really good feet. Now, it needs to work on some stuff technically that we'll get into, but another nice get for Alex Mirabal, Mario Cristobal on the offensive line. Before we get into it again, just want to say thank you to you guys, and especially the Miami fans. You guys have always shown a ton of support. You know I love talking high school recruiting. The support you guys have shown as we break down these prospects really does mean a lot. So, one, if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. But more importantly, let me know in the comment section what you think of Kavion Broussard. Again, I love chopping it up with you guys about these prospects, where they fit into this program. Now, let's get into Kavion Broussard. And the first thing I want to start with is another tackle that Alex Mirabal lands that has a ton of high upside and maybe not the highest national recruiting ranking. You see checking in at 615th nationally. Has some stuff he needs to work on. First, that frame, right? 6'6", but only 276 pounds. When you turn on the film, you see that he needs to fill out the frame a little bit. It looks like kind of almost like a tight end out there. But in that same light, I mean, you're getting an offensive tackle that really has some good athleticism. And if you guys have listened to me, like, kind of my take is I like tackles coming in a little lighter and then putting on the weight the right way, right? You have a lot of offensive tackles who go 6'6", 330 pounds. And quite frankly, as juniors or seniors in high school, have a lot of bad weight on the frame, and they get in, they have to melt themselves down and kind of get back that athleticism. For a guy like Kavion Broussard, probably gets to Miami, gets up to 310 pounds, but doing it the right way, putting it on the right way while maintaining that athleticism. So when he gets to be a sophomore, junior, senior, you're looking at a big body with really functional athleticism. That's what you really want in an offensive tackle. Now, I want to get into the film and then talk about what Miami's doing in this 2024 class. Again, this is a guy that the first thing you see is he's got really, really good upper body strength, right? Moving people around, a little bit of a rogue grader to him, kind of blocks with that nastiness, like the punch in his hands. But what we'll get to and where he sometimes struggles is just plays with the high pad level. Even here, you see he has like enough strength in that upper body to just kind of manhandle some people. But you will see during the film that when he doesn't get his pad level down, he does struggle to move some people and kind of get those legs going. Right here, I mean, this is probably not where you want to be in terms of engaging in a block, pretty much straight up. Now, again, has that upper body strength and those strong hands to kind of lock defenders up, finish those blocks. But it's kind of consistent that when he doesn't win on these reps, and again, some of these reps, like you see, again, upright, like this just isn't really where you want to be as an offensive tackle. Has that upper body strength to kind of eat guys up and finish blocks the right way. But you do see that he does struggle with down to the low pad level and keeping that pad level down. And now the good thing about that is that's a coachable thing. Yeah, that's just technique. Alex Mirabal, I mean, one of the better offensive line coaches that you'll see across the country. You trust that he's going to get him right. What you love, though, and let's focus on that because that's kind of how you do high school recruiting is you talk about the potential. A lot of these coaches are not looking at the deficiencies of these prospects. They're looking at what can you be in a couple of years once you get into the program. A lot of this is projection, and you see elite level feet, elite level upper body strength. He has really, really long arms. So there's a lot to like, a lot to clean up, but that's kind of what you want in a prospect. Now, it's very rare to find those Francis Maui Noahs who are like they're perfect prospects, really, right? Like big bodies already, really functional athleticism. Those guys don't fall like just grow on trees, right? So a lot of times you're taking these offensive tackles who you like the athleticism and maybe you just have to put on some weight, or and vice versa. You love the size, you got to melt them down a little bit and then put on that athleticism. This is a case where you got to put on some weight, probably teach them a little bit more of some technique, especially keeping that pad level down. But when you do get this guy, like pass protection is really, really good. Going back to that rep, really comfortable in that kick slide, has really good feet. And no doubt that is what Alex Mirabal is really looking for, is guys that have a ton of potential and guys that you can get into the program, couple years, develop those guys. think that's what he has, right? Really good feet there, working through the block, strong hands. Taking a look at this Miami class in 2024, I think there's a lot to like, right? 20 commits. It's going to be a top 15 class after they factor in Kavion Broussard. You have some star power, right? JoJo Trader, Kevin Riley, Artavius Jones. What I will say, and we'll go to the offensive tackles in a second, we keep saying, and we talked about this with Marquise Light, or not Marquise Lightfoot, excuse me. We talked about it with Elias Rudolph yesterday. This Miami class, I think, has a lot of potential to end really well, right? Towards that November, December time period, you're hearing a lot of these commits saying, let's see where Miami is at the end of November in terms of, is this program going in the right direction? And if Miami can stack some wins this fall, like, I really do see this 2024 class kind of picking up some steam. Now, looking at the tackles they brought in, this is kind of what excites me the most, right? Derek Plaz, a very similar prospect to Kavion Broussard in terms of 6'5", 290 pounds, probably needs some puts of weight on the frame, but when you turn on the film, like, you see the athleticism. You see what you want to see. Now we just got to put on some weight and get you right. And then in the other case, Juan Minya, I don't know if I said that way, Juan Minya from New Jersey is just an absolute monster, right? 6'6", 335 pounds. You love that frame. You love that size. Now can we melt you down a little bit? Get that athleticism, because you have the size and power. When you turn on the film from him at Paramus Catholic, like, he's a rogue raider. Now, this class in 2024, like, I like it. I know Miami fans are critical, and you see a lot of the haters on Twitter saying they're missing out on all the 5 stars, Colin Simmons, Justin Scott, whatever it might be. I will say, one, David Stone committing at the end of August says Miami's at the top of his board, and they've been doing a ton of work with David Stone at IMG Academy. He's a guy that I really do think would transform the class, not only in getting an elite 5-star guy who's going to dominate on the defensive line, but he's kind of seems to be a guy that has a lot of gravitational pull. You land David Stone, I think you start attracting a lot other talented dudes at the high school rank. And another guy that, if I'm a Miami fan, I'm keeping my eye on is Kamarion Franklin from the state of Mississippi, right? He's supposed to commit August 19th. 6'5", 265 pounds, 5-star according to 24/7 Sports. Another guy that I think Jason Taylor has put a ton of work in with Kamarion Franklin. I know he's trending to Auburn right now, but he's been trending all over the place during his recruitment. Miami really seemed to make a lot of stride with Colin Simmons toward the end of his recruitment. Wouldn't be surprised if Miami makes a late push for Kamarion Franklin as well. But don't want to get aside from Kavion Broussard, who, again, really, really good get for the Hurricanes. Excited for him to be developed the right way. Appreciate you guys rocking with the boys again. If you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll talk to y'all later.